to be a second chance. Whatever you didn't do last week, Monday provides you an opportunity to continue and perfect whatever you are working on. I'm Tapelo Joe Smarter to be with you for the next 1 hour. Interesting current affairs items coming through starting on Friday, when the Patriotic Front faction members of parliament endorsed Mr. Brad Mundu William Porokoso, member of parliament, as the PF preferred presidential candidate to Honorable Robert Chavinga, making a pronouncement that he is one of the founding members of the Patriotic Front, and obviously those assertions being rebutted by the Patriotic Front through Mr. Edwin Rufwekelo, who is the media director. Interesting items there. Coming to Saturday on the Copper Belt, Chwempala to be precise, where we saw unruly youths misconduct themselves, and this led to the pelting of stones towards the dais where the president was when he was addressing residents of Chwempala and Chingola at large, consoling them due to the inferno that took place at one of the markets, Sokone Market. He was comforting them, and he was saying that his government, his party is with them during this trying moment. Before the president could finish his speech, unruly youths started throwing stones towards the president's dais, and we saw what happened. We do have a clip. We'll be getting into that clip. And Wachingola, those that were on the ground, those that witnessed this, please feel free to come through and call us so that you can be able to tell us exactly what was the grievance all about, what led to you throwing stones. And we could see the many things that happened. One of the CDF police vehicles, a Land Cruiser, was burnt to ashes by unruly youths. Everything was disrupted during this particular meeting. We'll be getting into that and we'll be showing you the clips. But for now, let's see what our newspapers have for us this particular morning. We start with the Daily Nation that reads with the headline, "Don't take your luck too far." That's President Hakainde Hichilema, and that's the headline on the Daily Nation. The sub-headline, "Don't go back to Thuggery, HH. Let's respect HH and presidency," says Mudolo. Now, Mr. William Mudolo is a PF presidential candidate. He says, let's respect HH and the presidency. Okay, we move on. We go to the News Diggers. The News Diggers reads with the headline, "Mulete Kanya. Let's not go back to Thuggery, HH tells Copperbelt youths." The News Diggers reads with the headline, "Mulete Kanya. Let's not go back to Thuggery, HH tells Copperbelt youths." Sub-headline there in green, "Lubinda joins PF presidency. Chingola incident reflects growing public disappointment, Lewanika." Okay. We move on. We go to a Times of Zambia, the broadsheet, state-owned. "No violence," says HH. That's the headline there. HH remembers fallen heroes. Start party mobilization now. These are some of the headlines on the Times of Zambia. We go to a Mast. The Mast newspaper reads with a very interesting headline, "Zambians already decided, only waiting for opposition candidate," says Kapwepwe. Now, this statement is being attributed to Madam Kapwepwe here, where she says Zambians already decided, only waiting for opposition candidate. Okay, Zambians have rejected Bill 7, says Chalakateka. HH is on his own, says Dr. Richard Silumbe of the opposition leadership movement. Hichilema is on his own, says Silumbe. Okay, so that's how your daily tabloids look like this particular morning, dear viewer out there, wherever you are watching us from. The number is scrolling on your TV screen. Feel free to come through and interact with us, as well as interacting with us on our social media platforms. That's Facebook, Camnet TV, YouTube, as well as on the Kenstream app. Feel free to interact with us. And if you were in Chingola, or if you had an opportunity to see some of the video clips, tell us what really happened. It's already in public domain. If you were a witness there, tell us what really obtained on the ground. If not, and you watched it on different social media platforms, how do you interpret that reaction from the youths? A behavior that is not supposed to be condoned. However, how do you interpret it? Okay, now we'll be getting your calls, but for now, let's go on that clip, dear director, and see what happened in Chingola when the president was addressing the marketeers, the traders, the youths, the women, the young people. Let's take a look at it.
Natumfwane mkwai Miss Kuriamba.
Okay, a lot of reactions, a lot of mixed reactions, a lot of concerns have come through from different sections of society. Some of the comments, we'll be going to the comments on our social media platform. Some of the comments are suggesting that the president wasn't adequately protected in that situation. You could see that stones were coming from all directions towards the head of state, and kudos to his ADC for having protected him. And we could see one of the media guys there, Mr. Mwinga, coming to stand in front of the camera. For a moment I thought he was part of the security detail. No, he is actually from the media team at State House. The gentleman that stood in front of the camera. I think you could see him, dear viewer, out there. But so many concerns are coming from members of the public saying that the president's life was in danger in that particular moment. We do have Mr. Chileshe. Mr. Chileshe, good to have you here. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Brother Joe. Good morning, Camnet, and good morning, listeners and viewers.
But Chileshe, it's been a while. Good to have you here. What happened on the Koba Belt, Mr. Chileshe? Your initial reaction, how did you react to this?
Number one, we must commend the president's tolerance by telling the security team not to react. Like mentioned, in the previous regime, the police were moving with cadres, with all sorts of weapons, like their security for the nation. That's why we are calling on the people of Chingola to say, don't provoke the situation which you are not going to handle. Chingola is just a small town, and the machinery in terms of security that we have, it's more powerful than the people of Chingola. Remember, this is the reason why when we talk of illegal mining, some of us we voiced out to say the way the president is trying to manage the issue of illegal mining, it's the way to go, because when you allow the illegal miners to do whatever that they are doing, they feel to be more powerful than the people that they are luring them.
Okay.
Because they do have money and they buy all sorts of weapons.
Okay.
But like the president said, Chingola, Jalabos, or thugs don't extend this tolerance by the president.
Okay, Mr. Chileshe, you do understand that on the Copper Belt, the setup on the Copper Belt and the setup in Lusaka is totally different. You understand that, right?
Yes, we do.
So on the Copper Belt, there are what are known as commanders. You know that, right?
Yes.
And these are prominent Jerabos. And when you are having a rally or a gathering of such magnitude, you need to involve one or two of them at least, so that these unruly youths are contained. Because obviously, it's not everyone who's educated. It's not everyone who's got information. It's not everyone who is civilized. But in this particular case, if you saw when the president reached that particular gathering, people started shouting, sincerely, sincerely, sincerely. And that, if you are a communication expert, it is a signal that, that the people wanted the president to address the issues that had to do with the sincerely mine and the small-scale miners.
You have put it right, Joe. This is sometimes where some of us have been critical of how we are supposed to work on the ground as UPND.
Okay.
The way you have described, it's the way we are supposed to. No matter what, how we want it to be done accordingly, we cannot exclude them. And these people, they hear from the commanders of themselves, like you have likely put it. So these are the people that when you go there, because the head of state, before he goes, they assess the situation.
Exactly.
What did they assess? Did they brief the president to say the issue here is one, well-known for the marketeers for Chiwempala. The second one is the issue to do with the sincerity. There is a story where I think there is a sale, I don't know if it is a sale, and they wanted to give the shares to the labors and the like. Those are the issues that we are supposed to be addressed too. Let our youth chairman be on the ground. This is the person that is supposed to contain those people, because he's going to identify who is going to speak on your behalf, who is going to contain your jalabos. Okay, but we have seen time and again the youth chairman is somewhere else, the president is somewhere. He must understand the situation, like you said. Lusaka is Lusaka. Our problems in Lusaka are well known. On the Copper Belt, in Kasama, in Iruapula. So he must be on the ground and assess the situation and help the president.
Okay. Historically,
to describe the incidents, it was very unfortunately, and we shouldn't tolerate that, because what they wanted to do is to blame the president, maybe for the action by the security wing to shoot or someone. Then president shoot but the security of the president remains number one priority. President Akashala.
Okay.
And we must know that. And the parents, as I put this point, and the parents on the Copper Belt in Chingora must tell the children to say, if you were a part of those Anirudi, ukayabolela muchifungo, uteko.
Okay, Mr. Chileshe, can we agree that the parties involved in this particular matter didn't do due diligence? Because from the clips that I've watched, from the information that my team and I have gathered, is that the president wasn't protected. The president wasn't protected at all. For a youth or a group of youths to begin to throw stones at the head of state. We're not talking about an opposition political party leader here. We're not talking about a mayor councillor or an aspiring presidential candidate or a mayor politician. We're talking about the head of state, the president of the Republic of Zambia, where the majority, let me not say the majority, but where the 20 plus million Zambians have invested their trust, everything, in this particular individual. That's the individual who people were throwing stones at. My question, Mr. Chileshe, is, as a citizen, where was the security detail? Didn't they sense the mood? Didn't they read the mood on the ground for them to begin to lift chairs to protect the head of state? Mr. Chileshe.
Yeah, number one, Joe, I've worked in some security companies before we became who we are, and we understand how the protection are supposed to be done. Number one, let me maybe throw in this to my president.
Okay.
Mr. President, when the security advises you or sensed something, you being a commander-in-chief, I think don't cool down the security team in that manner.
Okay.
Because what happened, there was a word which the president said, number one, that was the mistake by the president. We know he likes peace, but where peace is threatened, let him leave to the security details to handle that issue. Because if the security team handled it immediately, they sensed that issue would have not escalated. But when he is a commander-in-chief, if he is on the radio pamena, immediately so the police headed the president to say, but without understanding to say, these are just thugs, not just the common citizen who are supposed to be protected. So sometimes the head of state must concentrate on what he knows is the best as the father of the nation who likes peace, and leave the security to do their own job. I think that's where the lapse for me was.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
these people were for something, and if at all there are some people that are sponsoring them to do that, I feel sorry for them, because what we are trying to do now is to escalate a situation where even after President Hakainde Hichilema, someone will fail to handle this issue, and that is not what we are known for as Zambians.
okay, now that you've brought that up, Mr. Chileshe, let's go back in time. Let's take it back to 2011. The Patriotic Front wins the presidential election. And led Michael Chilufya-Sata as their flag bearer. They come into government. We start seeing pangas and coffins flying around in Freedom where Cairo Road bearing the name Winter Must Go, GBM Must Go. Members of the public, civil society organizations started advising the Patriotic Front, don't allow this situation to escalate, or else you bring a culture of cadres. That fell on deaf ears. We escalated further. We come through to the Patriotic Front under the late Edgar Chagwadungu. We saw how cadres dominated our different bus stations, markets, streets. They were all over. That made the Patriotic Front to be voted out of power. We come to the UPND. There's a growing concern that the youths are not happy with what is currently happening. The high cost of living, no jobs. Yes, there have been jobs that have been created through the civil service. But there's a question. How about those that have done journalism? How about those that have done accountancy courses? How about those that have done other courses, other programs besides teaching and nursing and medicine, if you like? What happens to them? Yes, there are some that have gone in the defense force, but what happens to the majority youths that are not employed, Mr. Chileshe? Coupled with that, there is the high cost of living, Mr. Chileshe, and some sections of society are saying all these concerns are falling on deaf is. And the situation that we saw in Chingola is the discontent that is within these youths. And that's just a general feeling from youths across the country. Mr. Chilesh.
Thank you so much for that question. Let me answer in this way. In the first place, you described how Copper Belt is and how Lusaka is.
Exactly.
So it's incumbent upon the leadership in Lusaka and each and every province to really understand what has to be done in Lusaka to keep your people, to keep your supporters, because we have got this attendance that every party that comes in government, I think from MMD to PF, must learn the bus station, the bus stop, and that's where some youths we are getting something. So when the president said, "Let us not do that," it was now about the president himself, the youth leadership, to see how they are going to keep those that suffered for this party. Because some of them, their job were just to do politics under the UPND when we were in opposition. Today, how are they keeping them? So those are the section of the people that are frustrated to see that where they were hoping to say we are going to be getting money from the markets, they are not there. So how do you keep them as leaders? Remember, the president promised us, who are in the party, to say we are not going to carry everyone on a government payroll. We are going to mobilize resources to keep you, our youth who have been with us in this
just there, Mr. Chilesh.
I don't think that has been done, to be honest with you. I don't think that thing has been done. Today, it's done here to be challenged to say which youths, or have you ever heard to say maybe 1,000 UPND youths in Lusaka have been empowered, courtesy of the ruling party?
Okay.
To
now,
make sure
Mr.
that
Chilesh,
they done away with the markets and the bus stop thing. Zero.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question as a rider to what you just said. Recently, we saw UPND national chairman in a clip that went viral at Mulungushi International Conference Center, the KK wing, where he pleaded that UPND youths have got companies. UPND youths also need contracts. UPND youths also need to be given the opportunities. Now, the growing concern from the young people, from the information that we've gathered, Mr. Chilesh, is that they are saying, we've waited for too long. You told us in your first year that we need to be patient. We were patient. Second year, it was the same thing. Third year, it was the same thing. This is the fourth year. You are still telling us to say we have to be patient. Opportunities will be coming. Those youths on the Copper Belt in Chingola Member of Parliament is a UPND member. We are talking about Honorable Chipoka Mlenga here. Most of the councillors in Chingola are from the UPND. And on the Copper Belt, if you look at the constituencies that voted massively for the UPND, Chingola has to be one of those constituencies. And the youths of Chingola feel neglected. They've been told, Mwalale kokea kuchilongoma, no more mining for you. This thing has been sold off or given to an investor. And they were told $4 million will be released so that Mukakane, you have a share. I don't know how much they will be given that money each, but $4 million is said to have been released. And no youth in Chingola has accessed that money. Hence, the Minister of Copper Belt was being booed when he said that Impia Shalifu Mwadiakana. The small-scale miners themselves, the Jarabos, refused that we didn't see that money. That money is not there. And if you watch that clip, Honorable Frank Tayadi, the transport minister, corrected the Copper Belt minister and he said, let's tell the people the truth. Let's tell the president the truth. Mr. Chilesh, are we seeing a lack of coordination within the ruling party? from the MP to the provincial minister and other ministers?
When you were describing that, I wanted to answer through what I heard from Honorable
Please do. Please do.
Yeah, we must commend Honorable Tayali. Look, he said, if inafyo tuchitesha kutia tuwaeva ba youth tuselekeni ukwimbo mkuwa wambi wale pitarushenche wale ya mkwimba, we must stop. That is exactly what is happening.
Okay.
And to be honest, no one is going to tell the president to say, Ichivipileta kwewati ngatuwafuwa kuchita konteni wa youth wa mchingola kwewati don't go this side. There are people that are going behind them, okay, to start to do the mining. So these are the concerns which need to be addressed with the honesty it deserves. And the issue to do with youth empowerment and the like, I think I need to be corrected. Sometimes it's just on paper. And the president must hear this. I attended the SNEs in at Lungush Conference Center. I wanted to hear from the president himself. The president has got the heart for this country, for the youth. But we don't really tell the president the truth. When they say, no, there are money under small and medium enterprise, there are money at CEC. I challenged one of our leaders to say, do you know what is happening there? When you go to CEC, that office, they want them to receive the correct documents. But for me to have the correct documents, I need to spend maybe about 5,000 or 10,000. For me, just to say the youths that are coming here, if they don't have money, please, to do these things to do with the registration, here is the part of the money. Here is the technocrats, to help them to make sure that every document is properly put in place.
Okay.
It's not there. And you are going to be rejected from there. But you hear our leaders to say there are so many opportunities you can tap into it. Are you sure?
So,
it's because
Mr.
when you move, let me say this. You, when you move into that office, you are well treated because they know you. But there are youths that are not well known. When they go there, they just tell them one answer to say, not even to show you to say you can write the proposal like this, you can write the proposal like this until the end of the. Those are the things that we are saying. UPN has got that capacity to put the desk to help such kind of youth. Even me, therefore I gonna unika bash in the shakaita to asambira sana bazoyo mama. Therefore I gonna go bash in the. But all these things are just on paper because when I come to your even a renting company, I need to produce all the documents in order. So who is helping us to do that? Even at Secretariat, there is nothing who is saying, come here, I help you out to write a proposal and take to this company. They will help you zero. So those are the things the president must be told to say, let's create these things so that it can help our
people.
Mr. Chileshe, let's create a team on the copper belt to help the Jarabo so that they can speak genuinely.
Two questions for you.
Speak through them.
Two questions for you. Is the president not being told the truth by his party lieutenants? Is he not being told the truth? But at the back of that, we know.
Yes.
He's not being told the truth.
Yes.
Okay.
The answer is yes.
Okay. Then
even on the issue of on the issue of electricity, that's why I've been on record to say, Mr. President, you are receiving wrong information by your ministers, and I owe no an apology. Because the president has already
Mr.
been
Chileshe,
in Gardenia, they are enjoying 10 hours of power. The president is relaxed now to say, at least my people in Mandevu, they are receiving 10 hours of power. Ngaya 7 hours, but not on Delanda, so Yalana 9 hours.
But Bachileshe,
9 hours in Motamoyamone.
Bachileshe,
yes.
The head of state in any country, world over, he or she is the most informed citizen. He's the number one citizen. He's the most informed citizen. So when you say his ministers, his party officials are not telling him the truth, then how do we make of this? Because he is, I believe in this case, the most informed citizen amongst all of us.
Although when I understand you presenters, when you are being told to say you are going to air the 19 hours news, you maybe someone, you were not there, someone has written that news for you. You quickly go through and check. You don't verify everything. When you read like that, someone will come and say, no, this is not how it was, this reporter erred. Who are they going to blame? It's you who have read the news. This is why we are saying, when the president receives this information, how I wish he can sample people who are genuine on the ground. Sometimes I say myself, I'm one of those who are genuine because I can tell the president exactly what is happening rather than sugarcoating. Because when we sugarcoat things, we are making the president to be relaxed. While things on the ground are something else. Okay? Why am I saying so? Today, just one drop of rain in Lusaka, Limatawa, the whole town was flooded. But the president, sometimes back, received the report to say the drainages are going to be open. But one drop. Are we telling the president the truth? This is our fifth year. We have done nothing in Lusaka to make sure that we clear the flood. We open up some drainages here and there. And it will to wait for the president to move in at Limatawa and say why these things have not been done.
So, Mr. Chileshe, you are saying, for instance, the UPND councillors in Lusaka, the UPND councillors in Chingola, the ministers across the country, the provincial ministers, cabinet itself, according to you, they are not being sincere with, number one, the people of Zambia, number two, the party UPND itself, number three, the head of state.
Have you ever heard any minister goes to the Minister of Energy and tell the minister the truth to say, no, Minister, what you are saying, the people of Mandevu constituency are receiving 10 hours of power, it's not true. So how are these things going to be improved? You remember there is a video that were circulated on the Copper Belt, I think is it Karulushi, where the councillors were saying, Mr. President, we are appealing for your help as councillors of the UPND.
Okay.
We have not been, these are the people that want to, are supposed to be empowered. So that, because these are the ones that understand the grassroots, understand what the people need. If a councillor cannot be empowered, this is why we have seen that they have found themselves into illegal business. Because every time people go to the councillors, and the councillor is crying like me. So who is going to make the party function on the ground? Zero. They appealed to the head of state to say, help us or with something, or to manage the dump side so that we can be in charge, so that we bring in our people, those whom we understand to say that panel. We cannot fail to go to garden if you have something to say he can market my drainage I force money before a council comes. I throw in my 500 kwacha and a person and a jombro la come drainage. So he also is crying, even is crying for a top time that I've called you from my pocket money because no one can even sponsor me to say, you have been defending the party, you have been talking for the party, let's see how we can help you with the cut-off time, so that you can even tell the people to say, let's go and register. Whatever word, let's give the president the votes in 2020. All the people are just making whatever that they are making to enrich themselves without looking forward. Me, because I have not eaten anything. Those that have been eating well now, when we lose power, are the ones that are going to have a stroke.
So, Mr. Chileshe, if I'm getting you correctly, you are saying that there are those within the file and structure or rank of the UPND that are enriching themselves on the expense of the president, on the expense of the party, on the expense of the Zambian people. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So they're enriching themselves and neglecting the party.
This is the fact that we have told the president, Mr. President, yes, we know you are an inclusive man, but the people that sometimes you have appointed even in government position, we are not there when we were sleeping in bush. So they will not understand when Chilishe complain to say, I have not been held. Zero. Even when I go to a PSC, a minister, a spokesperson, even if sorry to mention a single person here, I'm not going against the leadership. If today I've been calling on radio station to defend the party for over 11 years. If today I go to Mr. Hamos Chanda to say I've been one of the vocalists for the UPND radio caller, and we were calling when PF were strong and defeated the PF. Can you even tell me to say, but listen, talk time so that you continue with what we are doing? Those are the people that doesn't even understand how we suffered, how we fought.
But Mr. Chileshe,
what doesn't have the people that can work that job and empower his own people that he knew from the grassroots to say these are the people that have been defending the party.
But politics is all about numbers. Don't you need such individuals?
Huh?
Politics is all about numbers. Don't you need other people to join you, whether they are from the greens, the yellows, the purple?
We need them, but what are they doing to those that they are found? That is the question.
Mr. Chileshe, talking about the UPND...
You may need one, Wajo. Then you will specify. What have you done?
Okay. So, reports reaching us is that the UPND media team dispersed. Some members of the media team have left the UPND media team. Is this the same growing discontent that is happening? That people, even when the party is in the ruling government, have continued to volunteer, to walk on foot, to spend times without eating something seated at the secretariat of the party? Mr. Chileshe. Okay, we seem to have lost Mr. Chileshe, but we quickly go on this particular clip from the PF. The PF held a press briefing on Parliament grounds, National Assembly, where they endorsed the candidature of Brian Mundubile, the Borokoso Member of Parliament. 29 MPs endorsed him. We can have those, before we go to the clip, dear director, let's have those images of the signatures so that we see some of the names that signed that particular document before we reconnect with Mr. Chileshe. Dear director, let's have those images displayed for our viewers to see. Signatures were signed and members of parliament from the PF endorsed Honorable Brian Mundubile. Mr. Chileshe is back on air. Mr. Chileshe, good to have you here.
Thank you.
Yes. But my question was, reports reaching us, and obviously different social media platforms carried out this, that the UPND Secretariat, the media team, some members have left. Some are saying we told some ministers the truth and they didn't like it. This is why we've left. We'll be getting in touch with them anyway so that we can have their view. But let me get it from you. Is this the growing discontent within the party, seeing that it's spilling over to the media team as well?
Let me answer by first making this appeal to our ministers and our leadership. The way we respect you, it's the way you need to respect the ground. When we speak for the purpose. Some of us, we don't get anything for speaking for the party or defending the party. In fact, I am the one that brings the money into the pockets of the minister. So some of us, we have been categorical to say our loyalty is to the president, because we know that when President Hakainde is on top, things are going to be better. So ministers, when you are told something, the best thing that you can do is not to react, but to call your people, understand them more, so that now you can act. If you cannot act, if you are not in that position, please relay the message to the president or to the technical team the way it is.
Okay.
We know that the man we are talking about here is President Hakainde is capable of turning around the things even at a difficult period. So if you are being told something and you overreact, remember, we cannot go into an election with fragmented media team, with media houses. We need each other going to 2026, and all the ministers, all the leadership must hear this. Even Chile must be accorded this opportunity to say, these are the people that have been with us. What have we done about it? They let the callers for the UPND.
But don't you think it's too late?
In any way. So at least people, they can be with us even in 2026 and continue talking about all these developments that are coming up in Lusaka. There are lots that have been done in
Now,
Lusaka.
Mr. Chileshe, don't you think it's a bit too late? You are entering your 5th year, and the youths within the UPND, the women within the UPND party, are saying enough is enough. We were told to wait. We've waited. This is the 4th year, going into the 5th year. We are not seeing the fruits of our sweat. We are always being told to wait and wait and wait. And hence, incidents like the one, unfortunate, which is supposed to be condemned in the strongest terms, what happened in Chingola.
The feeling is the same, but I have this appeal to say, let's work together to secure our 2nd term. Maybe things will be better for us. Remember,
why should the Zambian people vote for the UPND come 2026 when behind the backdrop of free education, we have the high cost of living, Mr. Chileshe? We have youths now showing anger. Not so long ago, we saw suppliers saying that they wanted to demonstrate until they were contained. Then now we saw the behavior of youth.
The cost of living will be there to every government, but we need to understand and look at the things that this government has done. You mentioned about the free education. It is very important. The campaign promise that this president has fulfilled. When you talk of the bursaries, you have seen even the number that this year have been announced by the loan scholarship and whatever. How many university students who are in school because of the extended loan facilities? They are a lot. To the farmers, it was just very unfortunate that we have paid our farmers late, which is not supposed to be the case.
Then what's wrong, Mr. Chileshe? Where is your party missing it? Where is your party missing it? What's wrong? if you are giving us, if you are telling us to say you've increased CDF, it's now at a whooping 40 million, okay? Number one. You've employed teachers, nurses, civil servants, over 70,000 since you came into power. The first that any government has ever done. That's commendable. We commend you for that. You brought free education. The Zambian people commend you for that because their children are now going to school, those that used to stay at home, and now education is being respected, unlike what used to happen when cadres infiltrated our streets. Now, people are still saying, look, there's the high cost of living. You know, the highest note, the 500 kwacha has been introduced as the highest note. But previously we had the 100 kwacha, the highest note, which couldn't even purchase a bag of mealie meal. People are still complaining, Mr. Chileshe. They want to have 3 meals in a day. Okay, we've lost Mr. Chileshe. You can come through also and give us your views. Dear Director, let's go to those images of the Patriotic Front signatures that took place on Friday. Okay, there we have it. Members of Parliament endorsing Honorable Brian Mundubile as President. We do have a number of signatures there. You can see for yourselves, viewers. But let's go to the other leaflet. Okay, there you have it. 29 in total have endorsed Brian Mundubile as the presidential candidate for the Patriotic Front. Plus him on that list, it makes 30 members of Parliament. So he has 30 votes. Remaining 26 members of Parliament to endorse him to make up the 56 members of Parliament of the PF in the House. Now, there's a twist to this issue. Honorable Robert M. Chavinga, the leader of the opposition in Parliament, and also Mafinga, Member of Parliament, has said this on record that the PF is in an alliance with the UPND and their preferred candidate is President Hakainde Hichilema going into 2026 election. Now, Honorable Robert Chavinga has also said he is the one with the adoption certificate because in Parliament he is recognized as the leader of opposition and as the acting president of the Patriotic Front. And he has said that there will be no convention of any kind or conference of any kind because that will be termed as illegal. But for now, we see how this whole political thing will unfold. And remember, those that have put themselves up for presidential elections of the Patriotic Front. We have Ambassador Emmanuel Mwamba as one of the candidates. We have Mr. Willa Mudolo, a businessman from South Africa, Zambian, who has paid the 200,000 and paid another 50,000 for the party to mobilize itself. We have Dr. Chimbakambwili on that list. We have Honorable Brian Mundubile on that list. We have Mr. Grayford Monde on that list. And we have former Kabwata strongman, Honorable Given Lubinda, also throwing in his weight to the presidential race. That's how it looks like for now. Those are the candidates that have put themselves up for the Patriotic Front presidential candidature. But on the other hand, like I said, Honorable Robert Chavinga, the Mafinga Member of Parliament, who is the acting president of the Patriotic Front, says he won't allow that convention to go through. Okay, let's go to that particular clip. When we come back, we'll be wrapping it up. Okay, as we wrap it up, I think we need to say, we need to, okay, Mr. Chileshe, it would be unfair to go without listening to Mr. Chileshe. Mr. Chileshe, as we go, The Patriotic Front has produced a list of its candidates. Your 2 cents on this particular matter.
Echipani varipoka kuri Mr. Ground na chama America. Apo echipani nomba chava kuri Chavinga. Ando apokele echipani Mao Sampa ewa apokele kuri wa PF. Then Mao Sampa nomba na Chavinga vari bamukoti bantu Mao Sampa lefo kusito ufunfu ntungu afume mufe wapangene n'abanankwe eliyo nanomba abwerere kuri wa PF owo mwinyala ndio ko bati echipani napoka bantu mwalite mwani mwakandire. So we are yet to see another drama, but we wish them all the best. As I encourage the people of Ngwerere in Garden here, Mandev constituency to say kwashala madezi yabiri ukulembesho kuvota bane. Let's go and register to vote.
Okay.
Our power and our grievances is in voting. This is the only where we can choose the leader whom we want, but if we are going to continue complaining without even having a voter's card, it shall not happen. To the UPN members, vachiruvavala ndiro kwevati mwileka tupanye chintu icho twachulile sana twalichichulila sana mushuwa leaders vesu na vena they are listening to our complaints each and every day. One day they will get back they will get down to us to say what is it that we can do for you for these things that you have done. What I know is the president appreciates each and every member for the effort that we have done for the past 23 years. We were in opposition. Me, I joined UPN in 2008 when I just completed my school. And I can tell you to say today I would have some farms somewhere because in 2011 I offered a very good money by the MMD, but I had to refuse and stick to this president. I was moving up and down to the president in Northern Province from 2009 up to 2012 when I was deputy youth chairperson. These are the things that we are bringing to our leaders to say, let's bring to the stock of the people that have been with us to say, when you joined UPN, you were just 22 years old. And because
but badi kanyata ntameni.
Sorry?
Badi kanyata ntameni.
Twalisurvivira mu PF omutushalire tantameni na mi UPN ndi umushaba tantameni tukachita survive. If a leader answered me like that, I just clap for them to say me, I am okay. I survived in PF and I'm going to survive in the UPN. What we are saying is, look, the way this government has helped the youths, we are saying you have left a category of some individuals that were youths who had with you and they were not considered under the Patriotic Front. And this is the fact and the reality. And these are the things that pain some of us because we lost opportunities that we were supposed to be accorded because we opted to support the UPNs.
Okay.
This category of individuals join, some of them they joined when they were 16, 18 years. Today they are no longer youths. Have you ever had any program to say, since you were with us and whenever PF and they said you cannot be empowered because that's how PF operated. What can we do for you?
Okay.
We need skills.
Okay.
I think I cannot go to driving school and say Wankandunga na driver wachi tanka te mumbi kumpere kwenye toka ni kwate chitupa. Itantameni yene tulelanda. Empower us with something, with skills. Even us, we need skills.
Okay. Okay. Vachilashe, it's always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Let us united, especially the UPND and the leadership, let us understand the problem of each and particular province. Kavia niko na kumarole mwayachita ku understand ama problems yaba youth ya bakulya bushi. Balapoka kone hii ne bazari ngatakulia bapoka ku bazari. Find a leader who can run through these youths in Marore constituency to say, actually, you have got these facilities. This is where we don't have the MP for UPND. Go there as a leader from the UPND. Avail yourself to these youths. Explain to them what they need to do so that it not if we don't say College of Education. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Chileshe. That's Mr. Chileshe, our faithful, consistent, regular caller on Camnet TV, Rise and Thrive Breakfast. This morning, gracing us with his calls. Thank you so much, Chileshe. And thank you, the viewer, the major stakeholder in this particular program. We appreciate your association with Camnet TV this particular morning. My director, Mr. Lesa, upstairs, thank you so much. I have been your host, Tapelo. Joe Smarter is my name. We'll see you soon. Good morning and God bless.